What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with a very special guest. Some of you might not know the name yet, but you shortly will. I got Billy Dee on the line. How you doing, man?
What's good, baby? Get
Ma-
squad in the building.
All right, man. So let's get into it. So let's talk about this Adrien Broner Diss record you made for John Molina, and you sent me the track. I get tagged in a lot of different things, so when I first clicked on it, I was a little bit hesitant. I hear a lot of trash music nowadays, but after I listened to the diss, I was like, okay, this is fire. You really had bars. I was pleasantly surprised, man. How did this Adrien Broner diss, courtesy of John Molina and yourself, how did this come about?
Oh man, well John really wants to fight, man. He's ready and willing to go. Broner calls himself the Can Man. He says he doesn't duck anybody, and so Johnny's stepping up to the plate. John Molina Jr. is ready to get in there with the Can Man and see if he can get it. It's as simple as that. I do all of John Molina Jr.'s ring entrance music. If you listen to the Showtime broadcast of the Mickey Bay fight, I think that's probably the one only time you can really clearly hear the work we do when Johnny enters the ring. And so that's what I've been doing, man. Is just doing all of his music for his ring walks. And he got at me and told me he was ready to go get Broner. And so I just whipped up something for him. I already had the ammunition ready, and we just went in. He had certain points he wanted to have made, and so we did that.
All right, that was an awesome collaboration, and I've done some writing myself. How did it come about? Was it easy? Did you find it easy finding topics and points and putting the bars together for the Broner disc?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know what it is I'm a huge fan of boxing. Since I was little, my dad used to box, and it's just always been. It's not just my favorite sport. It's my only sport that I really follow. I watch it on any station in any language. If boxing is on, I'm watching it, and that's just what it is. And on top of that, I'm a fan of Broner. I'm a fan of Broner since his early days. That's why I know enough about him to be able to communicate and kind of outline what he's been through and his strong points and weak points and the things that he said and the claims that he's made. And we want to see him live up to those claims. I'd like to see him stand up to the test and see what he's made of. And I think Johnny wants to see what he's made of. John wants to let him answer the question for himself. Is he really the Can Man? He's been saying it for a while. The reason why I took the sample from the fight, I think it was against Eloy Perez, which is the first time I think he was on record saying he was a Can Man. Anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans. And I took that one because everybody tripped out off of the last time he said it against Carlos Molina. And because he ended with I just beat the F out of that Mexican, and everybody kind of saw it as a racial thing. I wanted to go past the racial aspect and say this is a claim that this man is making as a boxer. He's saying that anybody can get it, that he's willing to face anyone at any time. And so, John Molina Jr. is standing right there. He's saying, I'll be your Huckleberry. And so we trying to see that fight go down. I think it's a good fight for both of them. I think both of them have questions to answer in the fans. I think Johnny is. I call him Johnny because he's my homeboy, but I better stop. He gonna beat me up if I keep doing that. John Molina, John, he has proved a lot in his last couple fights, and people he's changed a lot of people's minds about him. A lot of people had certain thoughts, and some people still do. If you look at the comments, and people got all kind of things to say, and people probably will always have things to say. But I think John is at the place in his career where he's starting to prove the naysayers wrong, and he's really starting to show what he's made of. And for the longest time, people had a certain perception of Broner, that he was this and that he was that, the second coming of Floyd and all of that. And then we see some hard questions get asked of him and him not be able to come up with the answers. And now it's time, and he's had time to go back to the drawing board. He's had time to go back and figure it out and figure out what his mistakes are and fix all of that. And we want to ask again, who are you really, Adrien Broner? Adrien the Problem Broner? Are you AB about boxing, about billions, about to get beat up? Or are you the man who you claim to be? And so that's what this is all about. It's about boxing. It's not even really about hip hop. I think hip hop and boxing are related. I think the aggression that builds up in young men to go into the boxing ring and become superstars is the same thing that drives young men to get in the recording booth and become superstars. And so in that way, we're related, and that mutual admiration that boxers and athletes have for each other. So it's only right that that boxing and hip hop cross paths at this time, especially with this generation and this generation of boxers. John's a hip hop fan. He's a cold R&B fan. I mean, if you get to talking about R&B to John, you'll be surprised what he likes. But he's a hip hop fan. Adrien Broner's an MC. He likes to rap, and so we were just bringing it all together, and we're trying to get his attention and say, "Yo, look over here. We want to fight. We want to get in the ring. We want to test ourselves against you. We want to see who's what."
I dig it, man, and I'm digging that Tombstone reference too with Doc Holliday. So just like you said, hip hop and boxing, there's a lot of parallels. You had Tupac and Mike Tyson, Lil Wayne and Floyd Mayweather, and boxing and hip hop both very competitive sports. It's almost like survival of the fittest. You rap, you make music. Broner claims to. I like Broner as a fighter. I don't really like his music. If hypothetically Broner were to make a response record, would you entertain any kind of lyrical battle against Broner?
I tweeted today, I think it was on Twitter or something. I said, John Molina Jr. and Billy Dee, we stay ready. Gift Squad Team Molina, we stay ready. And so my response to the response is already written. I'm ready to go. I don't care who it is at this point. I've been rapping since I was 8 years old. Not Broner or anybody that he rolls with, even the biggest stars that he's down with, none of them can see me on the MIC. I'm saying that right now. And they don't want it with me lyrically. They might be bigger stars and have more money and have more of a machine behind them, but lyrically they don't want it with Billy Dee. If John Molina's a beast, I'm a beast on the mic. And so yeah, I would love for Broner or any of his cohorts to come out of the pocket and come back with something. But we're waiting to see what they got. They got to come back with something. Either they're going to come back with a diss track back at us, or they're going to come with that contract. We won't accept anything else. We want either a reply or a contract. One of the two.
From the music, the scene on the hip hop, what's your favorite hip hop battle record, hip hop diss record? All right, man. And I got to ask you, do you got some bars? You got something you could spit for the fans?
I give them more bars. Lyrically, I'm a star. So don't be acting hard. We coming for you, Adrien Broner. We really want the title. We want it to be over.